How often do you find yourself seeking approval from others? Do you wish you could let go of that need and validate your own self? We're always looking outside for things that are already inside of us, may it be love, happiness, or even validation. In this video, I'll share 5 tips that will empower you to break free from seeking approval from others and to start validating yourself. Stay tuned so you can learn more. Welcome to Conscious Matters. I'm 𝗀𝗻. On this channel, I talk about conscious living through empowerment and holistic wellness, especially mindfulness. At this point, we're all familiar with what is self-validation, but just as a recap or just as a reminder is, when you did something but you keep on being unsure of yourself, you don't give yourself permission to enjoy it, to accept it, to be proud about it if you didn't have that external validation. When you ask, oh, how did I do? Or what do you think? Kind of like a child doing something, but for the child to be proud, he has to be like, look, mommy, did you see? I guess at the end of the day, we all children in adults' bodies. Hopefully we gain much more maturity, both intellectual and emotional, than children, but we all have that inner child inside of us, and sometimes that inner child needs to be soothed and reassured in order to be that strong adult in the present day. But always looking outside of ourselves to validate our own experience, our own actions, our own existence, even like the importance of our existence, is super not healthy, because the issue is always looking outside make us look where we shouldn't even look at in the first place. We sometimes even seek validation and approval from people who don't have the emotional capacity to give us that. People who will feel triggered by so many things, people who are insecure, so they will not give you what you're seeking, giving you that reassurance, giving you the truth about what you shared by your action or by your words or by so many things. It will be more the projection of the insecurities onto you instead of reassuring and encouraging and uplifting validation or approval. And that leads us to forgetting the true part of ourselves, forgetting our authenticity and our individuality and our own unique gifts just in order to fit in the image people would like us to portray. So we end up having so many masks to fit the reality of different people because we seeking that validation, that sense of belonging, that sense of being accepted and acknowledged that we haven't succeeded to cultivate within ourselves first. But how do we do that? How do we cultivate so much self-worth and self-love that we are okay with people not approving ourselves because we're already validating who we are as a person, who we are as an individual, who we are in our own authenticity? I think the first step is developing self-trust. I did a whole video about trusting yourself when you lost confidence in yourself. In order to develop self-trust, you have to listen to your intuition. But to be able to hear, listen, and follow your intuition, you need to silence the outside noise and even the noise within yourself. Having practices grounded in mindfulness can really help in doing so, leading you to have this clarity between what are your thoughts and what is your intuition. What are your self-doubts, which are most of the time triggering fear or anxiety or a certain uneasiness, compared to your intuition, the one that is quieter, calmer, but stronger. That quiet power within yourself. I also did another video about listening to your intuition if you want to know step by step how to do that and how to reinforce your intuition within yourself. The second step to be able to validate your own self after self-trust is to always be intentional. Be clear on your why, what you want to accomplish, give, share, receive from what you are doing. Because when you're very clear on your intention and you operate it in that sense, no matter what other people are going to say about it, you know why you started it. You know how you carried yourself throughout the whole thing because your intention was clear. You know what is the goal, what is the aim, what is the meaning of it all, of that said action or that said decision. I think most of the time where we losing ourselves is that we lack clarity, we lack order within our minds. We try to do and be everything at once and we get confused. So that's why I truly do believe that living intentionally and having a clear intention with everything that you're starting or you're doing or sharing is tremendous in how you become more sure of yourself. 3, I think it's kind of the second point, but pushed a little bit further. Yes, it's important to be intentional in your actions, but most importantly, you have to be clear on your values and commit to them fully and entirely. Take a moment to clear your mind, to see what matters to you, how you see the world, what are your beliefs, what are valuable characteristics of an individual, what you would like to define yourself as. And for that, what kind of values you have to commit to in order to do that, in order to embody that and act like that. Making sure that they are your moral compass, that they are your internal GPS in a way. And you cannot get lost on your journey or within yourself or being fully confused when you are following your own internal compass. The fourth step, I think, is a combination of step 2 and 3, is to have intentional action that are entirely aligned with your value, the one that you are so clear about now. Because just like I said before, it's crucial to be intentional, but if your intention doesn't match your values, what are you doing? Your intention cannot be about somebody else's way of living or way of thinking or beliefs or values. It has to be yours. Because if your intention is to do that thing just for others to think a certain way about you, you are stripping yourself away from your authenticity. You are stripping yourself away from your own unique gifts. So you've got to walk the walk and don't cheat yourself. Number 5, check yourself. Check yourself in a way that you've got to be honest with yourself. We like little white lies. No, it's not that bad. Or giving ourselves excuses. But check yourself by being fully honest with yourself. In order to validate your own self, ask yourself, did I do my best? Did I complete my part to the best of my own abilities? Yes or no? Don't try to play yourself. Be honest. Yes or no? Knowing that your best, of course, will not look the same every single day because we have high days and down days. And that's okay because that's when we have to be able to navigate the ebbs and flows of life. But on that day of the flow day or the ebb day, did you do your best? And if yes, then no matter the feedback of others, you're good. You did your best. You cannot do more than your best. So at this point, check and validate it. You know, little by little, by checking your own self, you will rely more and more on your own validation. You can validate yourself and in the meantime, being able to constructive criticism and feedback. But when you validate your own self, instead of seeking approval from others, even harsh and unfair criticism won't faze you the same as before when you were giving that power away to other people of validating your own self and your own achievements and your own actions and your own decisions. Not only you will save a lot of time, but you will also place your energy where it matters the most. So always practice these 5 tips in order to be able to validate yourself. It's okay to fall back in your old ways. We are only humans. We're gonna make mistakes, but always catch yourself when you're looking for praise or external validation. Be self-aware and check yourself honestly. I mean, as humans, once again, I think it's normal in a way to look for praise or at least acknowledgement, but you don't need it. You might want it, but you really don't need it. And when you're very clear on that, the acknowledgement and the praise become the cherry on the cake, but you are already the cake and the icing and all of the little decoration. It's just like that cherry that is not there. All will come later on. The cake is already delicious without the cherry. So others validating you should be the last thing on your list of concerns. Become your own judge, release release the attachment of what people think, especially of you. You should be the person who know yourself the best way possible. Once again, go back to mindfulness practices in order to discover yourself, to be fully self-aware, to cultivate self-love and self-care, and most importantly, to double down on your self-worth. Because people change their mind all the time. Some will love you, others will hate you for no valid reason, and you also have the people in between who will act as if they love you and praise you just because of what they can get out of you. So you cannot get yourself swayed one way and then the other every single time. You will crumble, you will crash and give your power away. Detach yourself from people's experience of dealing with you. It was their experience from their own perspective, their own lens at the end of the day, and it has nothing to do with you. The way every single one of us see the world is through our own personality, our own past experiences, our upbringing, our environment. So most of the time, different people will see you a different way. That's why you have to make sure that you are rooted in your own authenticity every single time. And you cannot rely on people's perceptions of you that will give you the green light or the red light. Give yourself the green light. As long as you fulfill your why, that you were authentic with pure and loving aligned intentions while doing your best on that day, you are good. You are more than good. Validate yourself just like that. As long as you're following your own moral compass that seems fair to you and others, you're good. So I hope these tips were helpful and that you'll start validate yourself if it's not already done. Like many things, it's a practice, it's a process. So don't beat yourself up. You will get there little by little. Share in the comment section which one of the tips you preferred. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, stay true, keep showing up for yourself, and let your soul lead the way.